Welcome back to Between the Lines on Sports Radio 810 WHB. Our next guest is John Kurtz. He is an All-American sportscaster, according to Sportscasters Talent Agency of America. He came in number 2 in the nation for the Jim Nantz Award. 6 collegiate sportscasters are selected every year and named All-Americans. They rank them 1 through 6, and number 2 ain't bad. I know that's not what John wanted. I know he credits it all to his internship here at Between the Lines, and he joins us now. John, how are you, sir?
Pretty good, Kevin. How are you?
I'm well. Congratulations. I know that you've worked very hard. You've graduated in a very short period of time from Kansas State, and you're currently working full-time at KMAN Radio in Manhattan. We think you're on to good things, man. Congratulations on a great start.
Yeah, thank you. I was really excited and surprised to find out I was that high. I did it last year, got honorable mention, and was not expecting that, so I'm pretty excited.
What's the process, and what do you enter to try to qualify as a collegiate All-American as a sportscaster?
They just ask for you have to have 6 minutes. If you're sending in play-by-play, it's got to be at least 6 minutes. You can send in sports talk, sportscast, and I put together a couple 6-minute segments like some baseball play-by-play, some basketball. An interview we did for a sports talk show, and then a sportscast. And they have like a panel of they get some college voices like Ohio State, I think Virginia Tech. All their play-by-play voices. Learfield Sports, the general manager. They end up judging it, and so does the CEO of the Sportscasters Talent Agency of America, John Chalesnik, who's also a really good guy. So they get together, sit down, and put it all together. And I was, again, just really excited, pretty blown away to be number 2.
So which guy are you going to beat up? Who beat you?
He's from Northeastern.
Northeastern?
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. I guess he must be pretty good, huh?
I like that. Do you know the guy, or do any of you know each other? Because it's so funny in sports. If there was like an All-American, like a college, first-team All-American college basketball team, they've all been around each other. They've all met each other. There's no sportscaster camps. There's not like the best from Kansas State meets the best from Northeastern or the best from this school or that school. You guys don't, any of you know each other, right?
Yeah, no, I've never met him. I just saw the names. There are a couple. They do like a whole top 20, and there are a couple guys that I've for instance, I think there was a guy from Kansas that placed somewhere in the top 20. And I've run across him before, and but outside of that, yeah, no, I don't really know him. So it was all just kind of there's some kids that I've seen winning awards before and that type of thing, but not knowing them personally. Really.
Well, the advantage for you is that you go to K-State and you go to the little Radio K-Man is a good station. You go there, you get a job there. I don't think he waltzed over to WEEI and started working right away. I mean, he's in Boston, so it's a good opportunity sometimes to be in a bit of a smaller place, I would think.
Yeah, no, that's what I give a ton of credit to is that, I even know people that I did broadcast stuff with in high school that went on to Kansas, and, they've got a great journalism school, probably more acclaimed than K-State's in some ways. But the thing that I liked about K-State is, I talked to some of my friends that went to KU, they couldn't really get involved right away. I walked in as a freshman to the student radio station, figured out we could do play-by-play for K-State football and men's basketball games, and I was really excited, got in right away, got tons of experience, eventually became sports director there, and that was a blast. And so I credit just a ton of that because I had zero radio experience before I walked in day one to the student radio station. So I think that's a giant credit to what I ended up becoming, was just being able to get right in and do a ton right away.
John, that sounds like exactly what I did when I went to Kansas State, because I started very early as well. And I've been saying this and I haven't done it, but one of these days, I think I'm going to blow some of these guys away around here. I'm going to bring in some of my tapes and just play them on the air. And just what the heck? And now I don't like listening to them. I'll be honest with you. I don't like listening to them. But at the time, I think I did pretty well as a play-by-play guy. I don't know what I would have done if I'd have pursued it. I think I probably would have done okay. But it wasn't. It changed from that being my passion to something else, and so I changed course that way. But I guess what I would say to you and to everybody listening, I think this is neat that they have collegiate awards like this. You're very good. You will be so much better in 5 years, you can't believe it, and you'll be so much better than that 5 years later than that, you won't believe it. It really is an evolving career, and I think anybody who's done this, Danny, probably feels the same way, that if you can continue to evolve, you learn some things, and you just learn how to do it better. You get more comfortable, it becomes more natural, and the older you get, the more you do of it, I think the easier it becomes.
Well, I do agree, but I want to one of the things that impresses me about John is that, and I said yesterday, he sent me some of his work and asked me to do a critique of it. I do think that in play-by-play, a certain amount of it is natural ability, and I think maybe more than other areas of broadcasting. I think just the ability to look at something and process it and speak about it. You know, you have to have the basics, and you have to work on it and refine it and make sure you don't use the same phrases all over again, and there's all kinds of lessons to be learned in listening to yourself back. But I think there is a base of natural ability, and I think, John, you're working from that base, and that's what I think is good, because you can't take someone – I've never heard anybody who was really awful
become good.
No,
I'm with you there.
Even if they have a good voice or whatever, if they can't describe what's going on,
you'll never be able to do it.
Were you somebody who, when I played ball in the backyard, we used to play a game called Great Catches, or when we played street hockey, I called the games while we played and stuff like that. Did you do things like that when you were growing up?
Yeah, one of those embarrassing stories my parents and grandparents like to tell is that I would be in the backyard, like throwing a football around to myself, kind of narrating it with some play-by-play. So that's definitely been something I've wanted to do for a while, and I kind of get tired of hearing that story. But I guess maybe that was just meant to be if I was doing it as a 5-year-old out in the backyard. So
I think we all did kind of the same thing. I had a tape recorder, a Bell and Howell. I don't even know if Bell and Howell Electronics still exists. It was a Bell and Howell
It was a
tape
big name
recorder.
back
It was
then.
huge. And I used to record tapes and watch things on TV and do Howard Cosell impressions, which were not very good. I do still have some of those tapes, I think, around as well. I will not be taking those out and playing them on the air for anyone. And you know what else I'm not going to do? I'm not going to compare my college tape to John's. I can promise you that. We're not going to play those back to back. I don't think there were any All-American awards back then, but I don't think I would have won one. So this is impressive. Congratulations. John Kurtz is an All-American. According to the Sportscasters Talent Agency of America, there are 6 collegiate All-American sportscasters. He is one of those 6. They actually rank you guys 1 through 6, and you're number 2. You just missed out on the Jim Nantz Award, but what do they send you? A plaque, some hardware? Where are you going to put it, John?
yeah, I did get a plaque. My parents have actually put it up on the mantle at home in Kansas City, so it's resting nicely.
Very nice. What was seriously, it was the internship here that did it, isn't it? Don't you think that was...
just the days sitting in with Frank Bull and Craig Brenner doing crosswords, that was just, I learned from the best there,
He's nailed it. He's just nailed the internship.
I'm going to say it was the critique I sent him. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, Danny's critiques, too. Can't forget that.
Danny's critique. And the Rosedale Barbecue. It's all good, buddy. You're doing a great job. We are very proud of you. And anything we can do here to help, we would love to help. And we'd certainly love to have you on during the season to talk a little K-State when there's things to talk about. How's that sound?
That sounds great. Thanks.
Okay, John. Take care, buddy.
All right, you too.
All right, there you go. John Kurtz. He is at KMAN Radio in Manhattan. He graduated very young. Was he 20 when he graduated or 21? 21. Very young. He just flew through school. He's just one of those kids,
Well, he went to school the whole time.
He went to school the whole time. He didn't mess around. He's like, I want to get through school and be a sportscaster.
That's right.
That's what I came for, and I'm ready to go. And he's doing that. And KMAN, there are no dummies there. You see a guy like that right in your own backyard, you get him on the staff, and he's doing that for $13.50 in Manhattan. And he wants to be a play-by-play guy for a team somewhere, and I don't think it'll be long before he gets hired, because that award alone is tremendous recognition. You put that on your resume and start sending it off to openings where they're hiring, first-time broadcasters.
Right.
He's got a leg up on a lot of people.
Absolutely. That's what's great about something like that, to get, ranked in that regard. Because that's not going to get you the Denver Nuggets job, but it's going to get you a good first job. Or a second job, as it were now, because they came in. So
John Kurtz, remember the name, right here on Between the Lines.
Sports Radio 810. Between the Lines with Kevin Keatsman on Sports Radio 810 WHB, the power of sports.